Welcome back, guys, to series number 2. We've got Orgless taking on HWU Esports. My name is Muzz. Welcome back. And Herbie, of course, the maniac next to me. Herbie, what's happening?
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this Vortex series. It was the clear option of the two that really looked spicy for this evening's stream. And it's between Orgless and HWU Esports. And, well, if there are fellow teams from the Vortex watching on, it's sure to be an intriguing series at that. Orgless are the favourites in terms of their seeding position, and certainly their performance from the closed qualifiers was indicative of that, as they did not drop a game en route to qualifying via the winners bracket, with 3-0 sweep victories over Ascension Trinity and the number 1 seeded Victory Esports. HWU, they got themselves to the winners bracket final, where they were soundly swept by Damage Inc., who look a very strong side themselves. And then, of course, they had to reverse sweep Domino Academy in the lower bracket final. And I personally found it very surprising that Domino Academy had made it that far. As sort of a casual follower of the ECC last season, casting a few of their matches, Domino Academy being the second team of Domino Esport, to get further than their parent team in the closed qualifiers was a real achievement. And unfortunately for them, they didn't make it. HWU Esports are the team in orange this evening. And if I had to provide a prediction for this, I would give it to Orgless. They clearly look confident, and I've seen them play before. And their sweep over Victory Esports was a very impressive result that is no doubt going to carry into their season coming up.
Yeah, and average MMR as well is quite interesting, Herbie. So HWU with a 1800 average MMR, that's really high. So I think we're going to expect quite a cracker of a game between these two. I don't know if you got the others, what their average is, if it's also up at the higher end of 1800.
Average MMR of Orgless is 1860, so a little bit of a gap between these two teams, certainly larger than the previous match, but 60 MMR is still not that much. It's less than one full rank, and certainly a gap that can easily be overcome, especially when you get this high up at sort of Vortex level. The difference between 1800 and 1900 I find to be quite granular, certainly more so than, say, Champ 1 to Champ 2.
Now, when we look at Orgless and we see that we've got Nugget, Crusher, and Forza, do you kind of have someone that has been carrying the team, or someone that we want to highlight tonight, who kind of puts, all the plays together when it comes to Orgless's team?
I do recognise Nugget, unless I'm mistaken. They were a crossfade player last season in the Champions Conference, and their performance was very solid, finishing second in Champions Conference 1. And it's no surprise that they've carried that through to this season and now participating in the Vortex with a new roster. So I certainly expect them to have a good performance tonight.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like we are getting the teams coming in and jumping into the lobby. So this is going to be game 1 in a potential best of 5 in our second series of the evening. We've got Orgless taking on HWU. We're going to see if this is not going to be an absolute sweep off. We're all going to be pushed that game 4 and 5 as we get underway.
Yeah, I think we expect the speed in this series to be faster than the previous game. When you get up to the Vortex level, this is absolute. It's almost borderline RLCS level. There was a great first shot there coming out from Crusher, saved made by Joker. You can already notice the difference in pace, and it is early pressure for Orgless at the moment, shot after shot.
Now Forza at the back, he's got to try to keep it out. Got Crimzik to bring it down. Oh, there it is, Crimzik from the far left side into that right-hand corner. Forza just not doing as well as he could have keep it as Crimzik played it off the wall. We also did have, I couldn't see who the second orange man was, but Crimzik had backup.
Yes, definitely. It was Hypnotics in the middle, and it was Nugget on the defensive clearance. They were a little slow on their back wall, and I found that quite surprising, but Orgless under some massive pressure there as Hypnotics rattles it off the bar.
So we're ready do have that early lead for HWU Esports. As Crimson goes for another one, Crusher keeps it out. Hypnotics, oh, and it comes off the head of a blue player, and Hypnotics gets that second one. Who does that come off here? Oh, Crusher possibly coming out of the box. Oh no, that feels bad.
It's a tough save for them to make, though. They were rooted to the floor on their goal line, and the shot came in with power from above. There might even be another one from the kickoff here, but HWU really off to a quick start in this one, and that is going against the script as opposed to the previous match we saw.
You did say that game one usually, you know, got to fit the out. First goal might set the tone. First, well, Crusher almost there with a rebuttal for his team, but yeah, it sets the tone. Obviously, HWU kind of set in their own tone right now as they are 2 goals ahead. We're going to see if that does translate into a winning series for them. But Nugget in the corner. Crusher onto Jocker's head of Hypnotics. He's going to play it out from his own corner. Gets it over far. He's going to beat Forza.
Yeah, we've had a scoreless minute or so here. Maybe a result of Orgless just settling into the game a little bit more, but they found themselves still stuck in their defensive third a little too often. They want to try and create something here. Nice clearance though by Hypnotix up to the left midfield, really controlling the midfield there.
Oh, Crusher, long play to Nugget. Doesn't really find him in the middle, as it was quite a banger across field, and Forza back into his own left-hand side corner. Crusher's going to play out of it. It's going to be Hypnotics. Brings it down. Forza with the save. They're going to find Crimson on the other side. Jocker's a little bit too up ahead to do anything goal-wise. And the ball's going to go down into the opposing orange corner. Forza's here with the play. He's got half a tank left to boost. Is it going to be Nugget? No. Crusher couldn't do anything there. Nugget with the pickup.
Orgless have not managed to get all 3 of their players forwards onto an attack so far in this game. They've had a couple of 1-man, 2-man passing plays, but never really committed all their men forward so far, and they're still in a 2-goal hole at the moment, enough time to turn it around, but they're not looking super confident in this game. Certainly not what I saw from them in the Vortex closed qualifiers.
Yeah, not too much kind of attacking play coming at you from Blue, but that being said, Nugget with the first goal for his team.
Well, 149 to go in the first game of the series, and there is a goal on the board for Orgless. First shot on target for Nugget, who I did highlight as the player to watch, and certainly that was a finish to watch, right next to the crossbar.
Alright, so who up by 1? Crusher. Nuggets to Forza. Forza with a long shot. Oh, Crimson with a beautiful save. Oh, mercy me. That was such a beautiful shot coming out from Orgless. And now the second touch. Oh, Crimson. Just the nail in the coffin. What a beautiful touch. Hypnotics finds Crimson. Gets the bottom of the chassis. Oh, and he puts it into that bottom right-hand corner.
Absolutely. That is a textbook counter-attack there from who. Great save at one end from Hypnotix. They looked for Crimson in midfield, and Crimson had all the angle to get the shot away. It was a difficult one for them to take on with that car positioning, but they made a very strong finish. And now a 2-goal lead with a minute to go. Feels like this game could be done and dusted, especially if that heads in, but Crusher makes the stop.
A little bit of time left on the clock. We can definitely get 2 goals out of this, as Orgless are going to have to work hard, pick up the possession, try to get more attacking plays happening so they can push that ball forward. But who are keeping them out right now? Forza, long shot, hits the crossbar. Crusher. Crimson with the pickup, pops it all the way downfield. It's only Forza that's back. He's going to pick it up as well. Has half a tank left. 30 seconds left on the tank as Crusher goes up, gets it out to Jocker. Jocker's going to bring it down. No one's left in the back, and that's going to be who? Picking up a 4th.
Well, just 23 seconds to go in game 1 of the series, and I think that is this opener done and dusted now with a 3-goal advantage for who. it's been a good performance for them so far. 10 shots on target, and they've got 6 saves between them too. It's a good performance at both ends of the pitch.
All right, and that 3-goal difference right now as the clock is going to be able to count down. So it is going to be who picking up game number 1 in this potential best of 5 series, Herbie, as Crimzik makes the final play. And there we go, we are going to get who Esports picking up that W.
Yeah, so the lower seeded team getting themselves ahead in this series. It's a very good opener to their season for them, but there could potentially still be a long way to go in this series yet, as opposed to the previous match that we did see where I felt there was a clear favourite to win after that first game. It was not so cut and dry in this one. Orgless still generated shooting opportunities. They did have their chances, and the goal they scored was of a very high calibre. So get the first goal in the next one and anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. That actually was a fantastic goal coming out from Orgless. Down by 3, however, so it was quite a fantastic first game coming out from who Esports. And now, of course, game number 2, Herbie. Are we going to see a nice game coming out from Orgless, or are we going to get who Esports just playing on the momentum they've built in game number 1 already with that demo onto Crusher as they can bring it down? Oh my goodness, Forza. Almost with that early goal.
Yeah, talk about a big opportunity there to open up the game. I think for Orgless in this one, the key is to control midfield a little bit, get those mid boosts, and really drive the opposition back into their defensive third, who were allowed too much opportunity in the previous one to slow play down and look for more measured passing plays.
Crusher. Oh, Forza to Crusher there, almost with a beautiful passing play into goal. And now Forza hits the side of the net. Very close attempt coming out from him again, as Orgless applying a lot more pressure this time onto who Esports, as Forza. Quite a hard hit from the underside of the ball, just sending it to the ceiling. It's going to bounce it all the way back into blue zone half. Nugget got to play it out of his own corner. Joker brings it down. Hypnotics for Crusher. Demo there onto Joker from Nugget. Crimzik, nothing left in the tank as Nugget's going to try get it over one. Gets the miss. Joker goes up, puts it into the corner. Forza picks up that 100. Plays it out. He's going to go long. Can Crimzik get the double touch as Nugget plays it down into the corner? Is it going to be anything? Crusher though picks it up and over net. Crimzik has a shot. Doesn't do anything. Now already we've got the minute and a half elapsed with a 0-0 game so far.
Well, the pressure is coming from Orgless for sure. Not just a one shot on target yet for who, and it didn't really come from a dangerous opportunity. Forza already with 3 attempts on goal in this one, but no goal to show for it yet for Orgless, and this is a good example of a team needing to put pressure on and still get that first goal out of it, because who could easily go the other way and put this game to bed at some point in the next couple minutes.
Forza. Close. Yeah, Orgless, as you said, applying so much pressure, a lot more pressure than we are getting out of who Esports right now. Orange back on the defensive leg. They're trying to get out of their own half. They can't. It's just relentless attacking coming out from Orgless. And now Crusher up in there. Gets it down to Crimzik. Crimzik doesn't have much left in the tank. He tries to play that ball. It's not really going to be able to go too far. Now Crusher tries to beat one, but Joker's going to get it out. Nugget. Can he? Oh my goodness gracious, and the saves.
Yeah, credit to who where it's due. Certainly they're still defending well. 4 saves in this one for Hypnotics and 6 between the players at the moment. And the more they soak up this pressure, the more you wonder if they can go the other way. It's Crimzik! And there is the first goal for who.
Long pass from Joker finds Crimzik, and Crimzik able just to have that beautiful double touch over Crusher's head as well, and finally drawing first blood, as we had a very long goal this game too.
It's a brutal first goal for Orgless to concede in this scenario. Having spent so much time putting on pressure, they now find themselves in a very similar scenario to the previous game.
And I almost thought to myself, Herbie, that we're actually going to get the first OT of the series. Actually, first OT of the evening.
Well, there's definitely still time for that. Only one goal in it at the moment, but Orgless need to absorb this pressure that's coming from who? Bit of confidence between the players at the moment.
Crusher off the side, gets into the middle, gonna get beaten up by Crimzik. Crimzik just trying to feather a little bit of a boost as he tries to play that ball, gets it down for Jokka. Jokka, is he gonna get Hypnotics on the side? And now Orgless finding themselves on the back foot. Finally for once, oh mercy, that redirect almost finding its target. Crimzik up in the air, he's going to play this ball, stuck in his own half however, he's got to play it over his own corner. Forza, long shot, can he find it? But Jokka plays it off that top crossbar. Jokka out into the side, he's going to be able to play his own half. Oh, Crusher with the pickup and the play out, 1 minute remaining, and we do still have a 1 goal difference between these two teams. Nugget, gonna bring it down. Hypnotics playing exceptionally well. Keeps out Blue with the bump and the pickup of the ball as well. Does so exceptionally well to do so. Forza out into the side. Crusher brings it down. And now we do need to find Orgless, Herbie. They need to get more attacking minded. They need to try to push this ball all the way through.
I think it may well be the opposite actually. A couple of the Orgless attacks most recently have felt a little bit too direct, and enough that they've been allowed the opportunity to expect where the ball is going, anticipate it and make a fast clearance. Orgless really needed something more left to right that pulled the defence out of position. This could be the opportunity here.
And I do think with the ball being killed there, that is going to be HWU Esports taking game number 2 with only the 1 goal, Herbie. Very much a back and forth game. It was an exciting game too, but yeah, very lackluster when it came to shooting goals. You know, we look at Forza, you know, he took 5 shots for his team. They just couldn't convert anything at all. The 7 in total, only 3 coming out from HWU Esports. But 4 saves there from Hypnotics. So that game, yeah, game 2, tough.
It was a real masterclass in defensive consistency there from HWU. They won it in a different fashion to how they took game 1. And that ability to adapt to what your opposition is throwing at you makes you a formidable opponent at Vortex level. You know, who they took pretty much their one and only opportunity to score in this second game of the series, and they stopped everything that Orgless threw at them, and now they can take this series in the 3rd game with a combination of the 2.
And as we are heading into game 3.
Crimzik now will try and push this ball into the middle, but has it taken away from them. Forza. Crusher gets it back in their defensive end and loops it up to the halfway line. Looking for some reception in the middle from their teammate, but isn't going to find it, as Forza looks for Nugget on the far side, but they don't manage to get it away. Crusher will bank this one off the ceiling. Jokka takes it back, finds a step through midfield. Forza wins possession up in the air as Orgless really up in the ante here. They do want this first goal of the 3rd game. Haven't found it yet. Will have an opportunity to retain possession in their own end. It's a tricky clearance made by Crusher off their own backboard. From the right wing now, they get it back again. Forza looking to take on a shot from distance, which they don't manage. Hypnotics gets it over to the right wing, and Crimzik shoots from distance as well, but Forza blocks that one aside. Now down through midfield, it's a tough one for them to deal with, but Jokka looks to have this away.
Alright, so again, a quieter game, Herbie, as we do have the 0-0 on the scoreboard right now, and no one really getting as much presence in the opposing goal as they would like. Oh, chance there for Blue. Of course, Hypnotics getting it across the goal, but with the 1st minute and a half elapsed right now, Herbie, it seems to be a nice quieter game. Number 3 as Hypnotics took the shot, or at least had the save there on shot coming from Forza.
Yeah, that most recent shot was the first real opportunity for either team to score in this one, and I just fear for Orgless that this is playing into the hands of HWU at the moment, as they've looked clinical so far. They look for a shooting opportunity here, but that one hits the post and pops away.
And now we are going to see who's going to have the bigger BMT as we are in this game 3 of the series. Only 1 goal in the last game. Joker. Not as decisive as they could be playing in the back then. Hypnotics. Oh, goodness gracious. And you talk about kind of, you know, first real chance. And it's going to be Crusher with an absolute hammer into the back of the net.
Yeah, it turned into a 2v2 though with the Rule 1. 2 players locked up inside the goal for Who, and I think they were a little slow to react to that one as Hypnotix had to stretch out to the halfway line to collect boost, and that just opened up the opportunity for Forza to look for their teammate in the middle. And Orgless do have the lead in Game 3, they need to win it to stay in the series, and they're looking good value for it so far.
What's your opinion on that Rule 1? It's kind of like an unwritten rule, right? But players seem to kind of respect it. You know, is it a bit silly, you know, that I'm going to take out 2 players from either side? Is Nugget, he picks up a second for his team.
Well, Rule 1 is a universal agreement between players. Once you're locked up in that scenario, you can't be the player that breaks it. If you do, it's bad luck upon your team. So, I guess credit to Who in that scenario that they did stick it out when exiting that Rule 1 would have given them the save, but ultimately, maybe it would have cost them the series in the long run, who knows?
Yeah, I suppose if you are superstitious, you maybe worry about that, but anyway, it is going to be Orgless finally taking lead in a game as they are up by 2 goals, and now Orange relentlessly trying to poke away at the defense. Forza is going to be able to pick it up as Joker was there on the attack. Crimsic playing out of his own corner. Can he get past Forza? He does indeed. Forza's got nothing left in the tank. Crusher sends it long. He's going to find Hypnotics. Joker there as well. Oh! Alright. Crimsic out to the side with the bump. Crimsic, can he get it into the back of the goal? Yes, he does indeed! And Crimsic putting his team on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a super bump there from Joker on Forza that opened up the net for Crimsic's shot. Even though it hit the post, there was no defender present on the goal line to see that one away. And it's a 2-1 game now. Still 90 seconds to go, and Who certainly have had the shots in this game. It's a very evenly matched affair between the 2 teams in this one. Who sitting on that 2-0 series lead that could ultimately be the difference.
Alright, now we do have Orgless fighting for their lives and doing exceptionally well at that. Crusher. Crimsic, he's up. Can he beat Nugget? Nugget's there with the clinical save. That's what your training packs are for. Crusher over 1, beats Joker. Hypnotics here from the side. Gets past 2 as well, and now we've only got Crimson at the back. Forza, long, out to Nugget. Joker's going to pick it up, puts it into the corner. There's going to be a second man from Orange. There won't be. Hypnotics. He's going to bring it down. Can he get over to it? Should be crossbar. And, oh yes, Crimsic ties it up with his second goal as well. So only Crimsic scoring for Who Esports right now, and a beautiful play off the crossbar.
Desperately unlucky there for Orgless on defence. Crusher had to come at that ball from an awkward angle and did get that first touch, but unfortunately for them, just bobbled off the ground. And a tie game here in Game 3. We could well be headed for that overtime you mentioned now.
30 seconds left as we are tied up. We may just indeed see that first OT of the entire evening. And in what a more important game than this. Joker with 10 seconds left. Is there going to be one goal here for Orgless, or is it going to be Who Esports with a late goal? It might be Nugget! Oh my goodness, Herbie.
So close there. Orgless almost had a lifeline in this series, but Who can smell blood at this point? They've come from 2-0 down to level up the scores in this game. They are 1 goal away from the series victory.
Oh mercy, and Nugget there with inches from that goal as the clock counted down. I mean, oh mercy me. Anyway, so the first overtime of the series, here it is. And can Orgless keep out Who Esports? As we do have blue here on the attack, it's going to be Crusher going up. Can he bring it down for anyone? It's going to be Forza. Can he slot it in? Oh my word, as he's kept out by Crimzik. Hypnotics over one. Hypnotics, can he go all the way? Crusher that picks it up into the middle of the field. Gets past Joker, Nugget, Crimzik. They will be able to find Forza. He's going to double back and try to get back defensively. Joker might be able to bring it down from the heavens. Oh yes! And that was Forza there, just slightly on the corner as that post to help him out.
Yeah, chances for both teams in the overtime period so far, but both have really been snuffed out. It is Orgless on the attack at the moment, taken back by Hypnotic straight over the top. Nugget makes the clearance over to the opposite wing.
Oh, and there it is for Orgless. Forza with that beautiful overtime goal, keeping their hopes and dreams alive.
So we've got a spicy series on our hands now, extended beyond the 3-game threshold. Orgless have found their footing, and they will take us to a 4th game of the series.
What happened to who defends there at the back, Herbie? I think we only saw Crimzik get him back, and he, as well, was quite far as well. They just were pushed up so far that they just were, left completely wanting at the back.
Yeah, I think it was a byproduct of the sort of the scoreline and the series position that they found themselves in. When you're in an overtime like this, you want to make yourself the hero in this situation. An opportunity to win the series with a single goal. You're on stream. It would be a memorable moment for your team in the first week of league play. Unfortunately, Orgless were not willing to lie down that easy, and now they've got an opportunity to tie up the series here in the 4th game.
So, game number 4, and what an exciting overtime that was. Can we see Orgless take it all the way, or are we going to see who Esports show, kind of the dominating features they've been playing with in this series, and, be able to win game 4 here and take the series, as Forza is already bringing the ball down from Nugget. Nugget trying to pop it in, it's going to be Crusher. Crusher beaten out though by Hypnotics. Joker into the corner. Forza is going to keep it out, and no one from Orange though able to, third man coming into attack though. Could have been an early goal for them, but possibly they learnt their lesson from earlier, as they were all a little too far up, and they consequently lost it overtime.
It does seem to me that Orgless are in their rhythm now. Do they have the first goal? They do. It's a relatively straightforward finish from Forza here, as Orgless opened the scoring for the 2nd consecutive game. They had a 2-goal lead in the previous one for a majority of proceedings. I think it's very good for their chances in this series to have these goals and put some pressure on the opposition to make the next move.
Oh, Nugget for Crusher would have been a beautiful pass. Ball goes back out long into Orgless' half. 3 men are back. Crimzik. Very close there, does unfortunately hit the crossbar. Would have been such a fantastic goal for him. Crimzik again sends it long. Is there going to be anyone to follow up on that ball? Nugget to Forza. Forza out to the back corner. Crimzik. Oh, Crusher. He's going to find Hypnotics though. He's going to be able to keep it out. Oh, easy. Does it. Forza. Oh, so close. Give me Crusher. Crusher the crossbar. No! And Orgless kept out by the Invisible Man.
Yeah, you hope if you're Orgless you're not going to be made to pay for those missed opportunities. Still nursing a 1-goal advantage. Could easily have been a second there. Joker was looking for the demo on the defender on that play, but didn't find it. We've got multiple collisions coming through in midfield here. It's turned into a very gritty game 4. Both of these teams are aware of the importance of this one.
And now we've got Crimzik taking it all the way back to his own half though, as he does want to bring the ball all the way around. Forza though onto his nose, that's a big one. Out to Jock into the corner. Can it be Crushed with the intercept? Sends it all the way wide. Can he play his own ball? He's got Nugget here to follow up. Oh, great play there and cut out from Nugget. Jocker. I mean, Orgless are holding this 1-goal lead. They don't need to do too much else now except for keep possession and keep HWU Esports out of the back of their own net.
Well, we're past the halfway point of game 4, and it is still 1-0 to Orgless, who just haven't linked up enough in midfield there, and that was a very good opportunity to do so, but Nugget was first to the loose ball in midfield, and Orgless have just spent too much time in the attacking third for whose liking.
Oh, and now Nugget trying to cause a bit of interfering play for his team there. Crusher messing around with the ball as well. Nugget into the far corner. Forza there with a bit of a bump in the middle of the field, just saying, you know, hey pal, you know, this is my turf. Nugget back to his own side. Forza's going to pop it over to, you should find who, but Wanton at the back. Oh, and there it is. Nugget with the beautiful, look at this play, Herbie. Demo.
Yeah, Nugget
and
was
then
looking for that demo
Crusher.
from the off. It's a great play there. All 3 players on the Orgless team involved. They looked for it, they found it. Even though Crusher's shot didn't come in at speed, it doesn't matter when you clear out the defense like that. Great play, and 2-0 now. Game 5 is on the horizon, but they've got to stay firm on defense.
Oh boy. And this is Orgless now, slowly coming back, slowly finding their grit and their determination in game 4. Oh, as the misplay comes out from Hypnotics. And now it's going to be Jocko with an attempt, Forza to pop it out. And I do find HWU Esports kind of, they're pushed up quite far. And do kind of seem to find themselves a little empty at the back sometimes. But of course we did have a beautiful demo earlier from Nugget. So of course, like you did say, clearing out that defense is does so well. Forza, oh mercy, almost picked up the triple for Orgless. Exceptionally close, and yeah, I think we are going to be pushed to game 5 in this series. Oh,
yeah, who
Forza.
just don't look likely at the moment to be tying up this game, as they're being forced into save after save right along their own goal line. And it's interesting that you mentioned their sort of overextension, and I do find that to be as a result of this pressure that Orgless are putting on in the offensive third as they look for a third goal here. But when HWU get out of their own half, they're really forced to push high up the pitch in a bid to try and keep Orgless from springing back like a coiled spring to push themselves back onto the attack again. In the 5th game of the series, HWU really need to control the mid boosts themselves more. It's gone right back the other way. Orgless playing just like HWU did at the beginning of the series.
Exceptional play coming up from Orgless. They are going to take game number 4, and now we are witnessing the reverse sweep as Orgless could take this best of 5 series. We are going to game number 5, Herbie. It's Orgless 2 games, HWU Esports 2 games.
How are your nerves, players and people watching in the audience as well? First series of Vortex League play, and it's gone to game 5. Could you expect anything less from 2 teams of this quality? They've both had their moments in this series, but it's going to come down to the final one. So I have to ask, who do you think is going to win this series?
You know, Herbie, I mean, we did see HWU Esports dominate in those first 2 games, and kind of Orgless seemed to be a little lackluster in the way they played. They just seemed to not really be able to put the ball together. And now, of course, we've watched them play for 2 games, 1 in overtime, and just completely come back in such great fashion. I actually want to be on the underdog now and say I want Orgless to take game 5.
Well, I actually think it's the opposite from this perspective. I think Orgless are very much the favourites in this game 5. When you win games 3 and 4 in a reverse sweep, they have all the momentum as they look for the first goal here. I often think if you're going for a reverse sweep, the hardest game to win is game 3, when you're 2-0 down, staring down the barrel of a sweep defeat, and that certainly showed as it ended up going to overtime. HWU Esports very much the underdogs themselves here, as they've got to do something they didn't manage in either of the previous 2 games and close this out.
Yeah, I do enjoy the grit and determination being shown by Orgless to bring that game 3 nonetheless with overtime as well, and then now win game 4 quite easily as they do get that game 2-0. And now, of course, we are in the game 5 and could well go to Orgless and get that fantastic reverse sweep.
Well, we've mentioned how important the first goal is numerous times in tonight's stream, and that is no more applicable than it is right now. With a scoreless first minute of the game, the longer it goes on, the more important the first goal does become. Orgless have had the better opportunities so far, and Crusher looked over the top there. Nugget on the far side, puts another shot on target, and it's saved.
Joker up. Forza should be able to keep it out easily. Crimzik, half the tank's gonna play it off the side. He's got Hypnotics in the middle of the field though. Oh, cut out by Forza, pick up Hypnotics again. He's gonna bring it back into his own half. Joker's got to play it out of his own corner. Joker with the play, gets past one. Nugget is down on the bottom though, Crimzik. He's gonna be able to play it. He takes an attempted long shot though, Nugget easily keeping him out. Joker down the field, Crusher into his corner. Joker's there very quickly to apply pressure to his own ball. Long shot downfield into orange corner. Hypnotics picks up the 100, pops it down. Forza with the touch. A little bit of a back and forth ping pong game right now, as no one really. Oh,
you get to game 5 in this scenario. That's what you can expect between these two teams, especially in a reverse sweep scenario. Both teams are under a little more pressure because of that. Orgless because they're trying to pull off that reverse sweep, and Who because they're trying to avoid being the team that got reverse swept in the first Vortex series.
Yeah, exactly that, Herbie, well said. So a lot of pressure for both these teams, and I almost wonder which pressure is greater. Your kind of embarrassment of getting swept, or the glory of doing the sweep in?
Well, I think that all depends on who scores this first goal. Certainly the pressure will ramp up on whoever's the loser regardless, and still no goal here as we're approaching the final 2 minutes of game 5. Are we on track for maybe another 1-0?
I think a series wouldn't be complete if it wasn't Forza with a long goal. Oh, and Nugget beating Joker then to pick Forza to pick it up, and of course, you know, we kind of speak about finding orange wanting at the back as all three were pushed up high. Oh, and there we go, Herbie. That, you know, talk about all that pressure slightly being alleviated now from Orgless. Well, talk about alleviated. That's Nugget with a very quick second.
Oh yes, it's backs to the wall time now for Who. They are behind for the first time in this series, and they've only got 1 minute, 53 seconds to right that wrong. They did come from 2-0 down in the third game of the series, didn't get the win. Do they have a goal here from the kickoff? No, Forza makes the save.
Can I tell you, this is what makes Rocket League such an exciting game. You can have just minutes of goalless action, then you can have a quick goal, and then you can even have a quicker second goal after that, really kind of cementing someone's lead. That's how game 5 started, slow, back and forth, no one really kind of taking charge, and then Orgless kind of getting that goal, alleviating a bit of the pressure we spoke about and saying, hey, we're on the scoreboard, and that's great for game 5. And then Nugget absolutely just cementing potential victory with that very quick second goal. So yeah, Rocket League. And there we go, Forza picking up the third. I mean, is it too early to say nail in the coffin, Herbie?
I think that could well be it now, because Orgless, we saw it in the last 30 seconds or so, playing their high pressure game where they didn't really need an extra goal. It was more just about getting those valuable seconds off the clock and keeping Who locked in their own half, because eventually the opportunity will present itself.
And Crusher doing so much work as he has a shot, assist and a save each. Just contributing and getting his team on that scoreboard. Of course, Forza with the 2 goals, 2 shots. So 100% coming out from him. And here we go, Crusher, great aerial play. Tries to get a 4th. More than possible for Orgless as they're having such an exceptional sweep. Oh, Crimzik, Joker, very dodgy defense here coming out from Who Esports. Over to Crimzik, plays it out into the side. They're going to find Crusher. But as we in this final 30 seconds of game 5, it does look, oh, Forza, Nugget. Oh my goodness, and just relentless attacking here coming out from blue.
Yeah, and I think who know, their race is run now. Orgless have come to Champions Field and they have produced a sterling defensive performance and combined it with some super attack at the other end. Forza with 941 points in Game 5, a hat-trick, 5 saves. They came up clutch for their team in this one.
Oh, goodness. There it is, exactly like you said. Forza just completely turning on the heat, almost picking up the 1,000 points. 5 saves as well. He not only got a hat-trick and 4 shots for his team, but he was also back so often that he could save the ball 5 times, which was all the saves on his team as well. Crusher only contributing 1. Definitely an MVP play there coming out from Forza, guys, and that is going to be Orgless picking up Game 5 and the overall Series 3 games to 2, as they are going to win this first game of our Vortex League. HWU Esports taking the L, but many, many games ahead for them, so do not fret about that.
Yeah, it was a
All right,
great
Herbie.
series to watch. I think it was superb entertainment, and if we see anything approaching that in the remainder of the Vortex season, it's going to be super exciting to see. Orgless will be the table toppers for the time being, but who, even though they were reverse swept in that one, don't count them out of returning next week and beyond to produce some great performances. For all we know, both of these teams could be at the very top come the end of the season.
Yeah, true indeed, as there are quite a lot of matches and series to be played in our Vortex game. Slipstream partnered with Godalions, Herbie. I think this was a fantastic 2 series of Rocket League tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed it. My name's Muzz. Thank you so much for having me yet again. And Herbie, I think that's going to be us over and out for the evening.
From us. Thank you for watching and good night.